Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Sector 5. I am your host, as always, Cody, the Hangman Heinzman. And I'd like to tell you a little story. 'Twas the night before TLC, and all through Wheeling, West Virginia, superstars were stirring, and maybe even some fans. But, what does this mean? Well, besides the fact that WWE was recently in Wheeling, West Virginia. So, as you can tell, I may have attended this event. And that is why the pay-per-view predictions was held off till, technically it should have been yesterday because it's 1:53 as I record this, Sunday morning. So, technically yesterday was the WWE event that I went to. And I'm going to give you the rundown of the WWE event and then go into the TLC pay-per-view predictions. So, let's go into the event matches that were featured. We had a preview, Ryback versus Kane. Not a chairs match, just Ryback versus Kane. Ryback took the win. They put Jack Swagger versus Rusev for the United States Championship, and of course, Rusev retained because we know that at pay-per-view TLC, Jack Swagger is to face Rusev for the United States Championship. So, Rusev took the win there. This is basically just a rundown of what happened, and then I'll go into the predictions more or less later. So next up, we had Big Show versus Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan won by disqualification. Big Show hit Eric Rowan with the steel steps, precursor to their stair match at TLC. Next match they had Dolph Ziggler versus Cesaro. Ziggler took the win, and then that's when they took their intermission break, but I really don't have to go into that. Once we came back from break, we had Gold and Stardust versus the Usos. Winner of that match, the Usos. Next up, Paige versus Natalya. Natalya took the win, and we got to see Brie Bella and Naomi come out. Brie went after Natalya, and Naomi went and helped Natalya. So, the final match that we got in the night, we had John Cena versus Seth Rollins in a street match. John Cena put Seth Rollins through 2 tables and won, precursor to their tables match at TLC. So, that is the reason I decided to wait to see what matches happened at West Bank Arena here in Wheeling, West Virginia, to give you guys the TLC pay-per-view predictions. So, right here is where the pay-per-view predictions start. The pre-show match, we have Gold and Stardust versus New Day. And yes, I am a little bit happy because Kofi Kingston has made the return. Kofi. A little sad that I didn't get to see him at Wheeling. But anyways, off the Wheeling subject. Golden Stardust versus New Day. I don't see Golden Stardust beating the New Day. New Day may start their losing streak coming this Monday, maybe. They gotta win their first pay-per-view, is what I'm thinking. So, next up, we have the technically rematch, Rusev versus Jack Swagger for the United States Championship. And I believe Rusev's going to keep it. A good friend of mine that is also in the wrestling that's in this area, we predict, or maybe I predict, that Rusev will probably, maybe, defend the United States Championship coming up in the Elimination Chamber. That's a good possibility. It'd be interesting to see him be in the Elimination Chamber trying to defend the title. And if he does, then whatever. I mean, I'd like to see Rusev lose. I mean, I don't think anybody really enjoys Rusev being around. But, you know, I'm thinking he's going to hold the title till Elimination Chamber, potentially. So, that's out of the way. Next up, we have Miz and Mizdow versus the Usos for the WWE Unified Tag Team Championship. Honestly, I see Miz and Mizdow retaining because of what's going on between the Usos. Jimmy Uso and The Miz with Naomi. Naomi's probably... something's going to happen with Naomi coming out or something to cause the match. And I'm not a big fan of WWE causing friction and marriages, but it's probably most likely what's going to happen. So, that's that. Next up, we have The Big Show versus Eric Rowan in the first ever steel stair match. I do not know the implications. I don't know if anybody really knows the implication of what a stair match is. So, going off of the two superstars, I see Big Show taking the win. Yes, Eric Rowan is a new name, and this is basically his first singles match in a pay-per-view. I still see Big Show winning and them potentially prolonging Big Show versus Eric Rowan. So, on to the next match, which is going to be the main event, most likely. But I did it in this order, and you will probably pick up why I did. And I will reiterate why I did at the end of it. We have the main event, John Cena versus Seth Rollins in a table match. Cena loses. He loses his opportunity for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I think Cena's going to win it. Even though he won at West Bank Arena here, and they potentially will have the opposite on TLC, I think Cena's going to win it. There's a long prediction on what I think's going to happen. Basically, the way I see it, John Cena's going to retain the chance to go for the title. He will face Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble. Cena will win the title. Come Elimination Chamber, Cena will defend it in an Elimination Chamber match. It will defend. Come WrestleMania, he will face the winner of the Royal Rumble, who I predict will potentially be Roman Reigns, because he's returning at the end of December, this month. I predict Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, facing John Cena at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns wins. Seth Rollins comes out and cashes in Money in the Bank and leaves WrestleMania WWE World Heavyweight Champion, which would lead to Roman Reigns probably facing Seth Rollins at Extreme Rules, and Seth Rollins probably retaining there as well. That is a long prolonged where I think WWE is going to take this. Yes. But, and you're probably going to hear me continue this same discussion and each pay-per-view prediction. Well, technically, if Cena doesn't win tonight, then all that is just out the window. And a different thing will happen. But that'll probably go in my review. I'll either reiterate what I just said, or I will go with a different pay-per-view prediction, future pay-per-view prediction type thing, to what's going on in my mind already. I can already picture where WWE will probably take it if Cena does lose tonight, because I've thought things through. Next up, we have Dolph Ziggler versus Luke Harper in a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Ziggler has been getting a big push. I want to say Luke Harper is going to retain it, but Ziggler is so unpredictable that I could see Ziggler winning this ladder match. and then Luke Harper maybe winning back the title. So, I don't know. I'm gonna say I more see Luke Harper retaining, but won't be surprised if Dolph Ziggler takes the title back. We'll go with that. So, on to the next match. We have Ryback versus Kane in a chairs match. I never really understood the implications for a chair match either. But once again, I will just do it the way I did with the stairs match. And I will base it off the superstars. It wouldn't surprise me if Ryback wins it. Again, even though Ryback won here at Wheeling, doesn't mean he won't lose at TLC. Doesn't mean he'll win either. But I feel that Ryback will take all the punishment that he needs to take and beat Kane in this chair match. Again, I really don't understand the implications of a chair match. I've never seen a chair match done, so I don't really know the implications on how you win the chair match. All I know is Ryback and Kane's in it. And they're both really good competitors, but I think Ryback will definitely take the win there. So that leads us to the last match. We have Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt in a TLC match. Now, I told you I was going to explain why I told you the main event earlier. John Cena's match versus Seth Rollins, tables. Dolph Ziggler's match versus Luke Harper, ladders. Ryback versus Kane, chairs. I know it's technically tables, ladders, chairs, stairs, and I should have ended it on Big Show and Eric Rowan, but I felt it better to just leave it with the original TLC. That is why I went with the main event, the tables match, then to Ziggler's Intercontinental Championship match, ladder to Ryback versus Kane, chairs. And yes, I am doing this because they've been promoting tables, ladders, chairs, tables, ladders, chairs. Anyways, I digress with that. Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt, TLC match. It would not surprise me if Dean Ambrose takes the win on this one. I pictured Bray Wyatt winning their last match, and technically Bray Wyatt did win because of disqualification, but I really see Dean Ambrose taking Bray Wyatt out in this tables, ladders, and chairs match, climbing that ladder, getting the briefcase, and beating up Bray Wyatt. Sorry for the cough and everything. As I said, I was just at a WWE event a few hours ago. My throat is a little getting recovered and everything, but you WWE fans will understand my lack of throat. So anyways, that is the pay-per-view predictions for TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs. And also, in case you forgot by now, also wheeling matches that happened here at West Banka. So, I hope y'all enjoyed. As always, you can put any of your predictions, anything you'd like to tell, like, if you want to tell me the implication of how a chair match works, because maybe you've seen it. I've yet to see a chairs match in action. One day I probably will, and I'll understand it, and I'll be happy. I could research it and everything, but I don't feel like it. And, as always, I'm Cody the Hangman Heinzman, broadcasting in front of my Christmas tree because it's December. I hope y'all have a very good Christmas coming up here in a few days. Not long, almost 10 days. And as always, I'm Cody the Hangman Huntsman, and that's just how it is.